Hi, everybody. This is Vinny, and welcome to Complain Time. This is a show where we take a moment while the boss is out of the office to talk about things that really, just quite frankly, annoy us to death. Because you know what they say: when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. Now, before we go any further, I want to give you guys an opportunity to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complain Time, as well as other additional content. Now, today's topic that I want to get into, something that really gets on my nerves: mandatory tipping. Now, I know this topic is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. So once again, like I always do with statements like this, I will clarify my position. I am not saying that I have a problem with tipping. What I have a problem with is certain restaurants adding a gratuity pay to your check, or for people who feel that you need to tip regardless of how the service is because these people need the money. Now, the reason I have a problem with this is because I feel as though people have forgotten the concept of what a tip is supposed to be. A tip is not extra money that you are required to get. A tip is something you earn for doing a great job. It's a way of showing courtesy to someone who works hard, not just someone who works. It's a reward that you get for a job well done, and not something that a person should be guilt-tripped into just because this is the only job you're qualified to do. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not hating on anybody for working as a server in a restaurant. I am a firm believer that you do what you got to do to pay the bills. And as long as you're not robbing or killing anybody, you shouldn't be judged for it. But at the same time, it's not my fault or my problem that this is what you have to do to pay the bills, and therefore I should not be forced to fork over extra money if I don't want to. And I sure as hell shouldn't have some bull gratuity payment automatically added into my check just because I happen to be in a certain restaurant in a certain part of town where most of the people living there are stingy. Now, before everybody starts sending hateful comments, let me explain to you my method of tipping. I tip based on one thing and one thing only: behavior. I understand how stressful the job can be. And I also know that people make mistakes from time to time. Trust me, I worked in retail for 13 years and did a whole video about rude customers, so I can relate to your pain. In fact, if I may be so bold to say it, retail is actually worse than the restaurant. Because even though in retail you make more money, in the restaurant, if you have a really douchey customer, like one of those that snaps their fingers or talks down to you because they know they can, you can actually get revenge by with their food. You can spit in it, you can sneeze in it, you can pee in the lemonade, and if they have clam chowder, you can give them the old Brad Pitt Fight Club surprise, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I can understand the pain and struggle. That's why every time I go to a restaurant, I am polite as can be. My order is very simple. Trust me, my friends will tell you I'm very easy when placing an order. And if for some reason there's a mistake, I will mention it to you in a polite, respectful way and respectfully request to have the problem fixed. And if the server fixes the problem and is a professional the whole time, everything will be cool and it won't affect the tip. So basically, as long as you're polite and respectful to me, you got a really good chance at getting a really great tip. But if I'm polite to you and you're just a moody the whole time, you are 100% guaranteed to get a tip from me. Because that's how I roll. You give great service, you get a great tip. Like the servers at Mazzy's who used to take care of us during our wrestling watch parties. We tipped them very well because they provided excellent service, mostly because we brought people in for watch parties. Now, if you give decent service, you get a decent tip. Like the restaurants I frequent on a regular basis. This place I go to on a regular basis, I get decent service, I give a fair, decent tip, and everything's cool. And if you give service, you get a tip. Like the at Applebee's who was rude to me and my friends, so we tipped her a penny. You see, I don't care how much you make an hour or how much your rent costs. We don't live together, and I don't know you. So it's not my responsibility to pay it. I get it. Sometimes there are cases where servers do a great job, and the person still gives you a horrible tip. And to those people I say, f you and anyone that associates with you. But at the same time, it's not something you are entitled to and given automatically. It is something you earn, and it's based on how well you do your job and how much the person eating has on them that they can realistically give. Because everybody is struggling on some level. And sometimes the amount that person is giving you for the tip is all they can realistically give. And the fact that they are giving it to you at all shows that they care. Well, anyway, I can see my boss is making his way up the stairs, so that'll conclude Complain Time for today. So before you guys go, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complain Time, as well as other additional content. Check back soon for a new episode. And until then, stay social.